Really? You not switch yet? You know what? I tell you, I done.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that touch line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that touch line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up your brand, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make your purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Belize City, Blue Creek, and Spanish Lookout on February 8th, 15th, and 22nd respectively. All participants will get free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love your Honda. It's all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
The Climate Finance Unit, established in 2022 within the Ministry of Economic Development, focuses on accessing climate finance to support Belize's adaptation and mitigation targets. Within 2 years, the CFU has secured $166 million in climate funds for environmentally sustainable sectors in Belize. Key CFU projects include a $77.6 million initiative to enhance the resilience of northern sugarcane farmers. This project will benefit 5,000 farmers and strengthen Belize's sugar industry, a critical economic sector. Additionally, CFU is leading a $44 million IDB-funded wastewater and solid waste management project on Key Cocker to enhance the island's environmental health. Through the IDB Klima initiative, Belize can receive a 5% loan rebate by achieving climate and biodiversity targets. The CFU's ongoing work supports a range of sectors, including agriculture, water security, and coastal management, and has created over 144 jobs through climate finance projects.
Welcome to Builders Hardware, your one-stop home improvement warehouse. Everything you need to bring your projects to life, all in one place. From nails to power tools, we've got you covered. Our inventory spans the essential for every project, big or small. Come and find quality products at unbeatable prices. Whether you're picking up paint, plumbing supplies, or electrical tools, you'll find great deals every day. Don't know what you need? Our expert and customer-friendly team is here to guide you through every step of your project. Need it delivered? We've got you covered there too. Get your products delivered to you anywhere in the country. So come on in and discover endless possibilities for your home renovations. Builders Hardware. We think our customers are
awesome!
In the headlines for tonight's newscast, more details emerged surrounding the death investigation of 3 women found dead in a San Pedro hotel. Leader of the opposition claims that the PUP paid its candidates to not show up on nomination day, and Dorothy Menzies Child Care Center inaugurated in Belmopan. We'll bring you these stories and more right here on Plus News. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
We've got the plumbing and electrical in our store. We've got the paints and the brush and light fixtures. That's for sure. We've got steel, cement, and tiles galore. And so much more. We've got everything in that store. We've got windows and doors just for you. In our store. We've got sheetrock, plywood, and hardwood too. That's for sure. Tools for gardening and the great outdoors. And so much more. We've got everything in that store. We've got variety. Everything. Quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And Builders Hardware variety. Everything. And quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And Builders Hardware. We've got the sinks and the tubs and cabinets. In our store. We've got the nuts and the bolts, so don't forget. And so much more. We've got service with a smile. That's for sure. We've got everything in that store. We've got variety. Everything. Quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And Builders Hardware variety. Everything. And quality. Everything. Quantity. Everything. And Builders Hardware. For builders who build with a passion and skill, go to Builders Hardware.
Really? You not switch yet? You know what? I'm tired of it. I'm done.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Good evening. Welcome to Plus News for Wednesday, February 26, 2025. I am Julian Cruz. The country of Belize is currently making international headlines following a death-filled weekend that saw the passing of 4 American nationals, one of whom was assassinated. The other 3 deaths have not yet been classified as the police department is still investigating the situation. Over the weekend, 3 women, U.S. nationals who were born in Morocco, were found in a hotel room at Royal Cajal Resort on Coconut Drive in San Pedro town. Hotel staff found the women dead in the room and called the authorities. No injuries were found on the bodies, and a pool of vomit was found beside each victim, leaving police to believe that the woman died as a result of a possible drug overdose, although not yet confirmed. Today, the Commissioner of Police and the Director of the National Forensic Service gave an interview with WBZ TV, CBS Boston, where they provided updates on their investigation. According to Jian Cho, the post-mortem examinations have confirmed that the woman died from acute pulmonary edema.
The autopsies of the 3 women were conducted on Monday, 24th February. So we did the 3 autopsies starting in the morning and continuing one after the other. We had our 3 medical examiners be present during the autopsy. The lead examiner concluded the cause of death, the terminal cause of death, to be acute pulmonary edema. and the antecedent causes, we would call them, or due to, is still pending investigation. So acute pulmonary edema was determined by the medical examiner to have been the cause of death for all three victims, and the what led to acute pulmonary edema is what is pending investigation. And that term simply means that we need to do further testing on samples taken from the bodies during autopsy. So as part of the standard process for the postmortem examination, samples are taken not only of blood, but also vitreous humor, some tissue samples, stomach contents as well. And so to be able to provide the laboratory testing for the medical examiner to get that information as to what may have led to acute pulmonary edema. That is where we are now with those further testing.
Acute pulmonary edema means that the woman died as a result of their lungs being filled with fluid. But what could have caused that? Cho says that they are running more tests and they should have that answer in the next month.
The process for further testing involves three different sections or scopes, if you will. The first one that we will start this week is to try to identify what types of controlled substances or drugs, if any, were in some of the samples taken from the scene. So these were from different items that would have been collected from the hotel room, to see if there were any controlled substances found in those. But those are not from the autopsy samples. So those are part of the scene investigation. So that is underway, or that will start this week. By next week, we should have an idea of what types of substances, if any, were found in the room. The toxicology samples, which is the blood and the tissue samples, are taken from autopsy. We will start with sending those out to the USA, as there's a laboratory that we use in the USA where we outsource advanced toxicology that we cannot do in country. And upon receipt of those samples at that laboratory, the turnaround time that we're requesting is on the expedited schedule, and we should be able to get some results within anywhere from 7 to 14 days. It's hard to peg down an exact turnaround time if the toxicology analysis yields various analytes in the samples. Analytes meaning the substances, whether drugs or poisons or chemicals. If there's multiple findings, then we have to confirm, or the lab has to confirm the quantities or the concentration, and so that can cause a longer period of time for results to be obtained. We will do what is called histology. So we also collected histology samples for our pathologists to be able to study or examine those in-house. So we do histology in-house. And that is to look at some of the tissues that were taken from the autopsy. In this case, with the priority tissues would, for instance, be the lung tissue, since the cause of that was acute pulmonary edema, which is buildup of fluid in the lungs. The pathologist would triage those samples, would start with those, the lung samples, to observe under a microscope if there are any findings that are in correlation or correlate with the toxicology results, and also what he observed during the autopsy of the three young women. So in terms of a final time or period where the histology will be completed. So as I mentioned, this week we're starting on the controlled substances or suspected controlled substances. Next week, toxicology should start, and that can run about 14 days. And then after that, we will do the histology. The histology can take up to another 14 days. So we're looking at roughly about a month from now.
Colin Gillett, Belize's fire chief, was also present at this morning's interview conference with CBS Boston. Following the woman's death, it was theorized that they may have died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Gillett says that the fire department has done extensive testing and has not found anything suggesting that carbon monoxide poisoning may have played a role in the three deaths.
Our firefighters went to the room on yesterday around 2, along with 2 other police officers, to do the testing for carbon monoxide presence, and they found nothing. And just to make sure that, to be safe, we went back again this morning around 11 o'clock, and we tried to recreate the similar environment which the ladies would have been in. So close the doors, the AC, things like that. And again, we found nothing again this morning. So at this point, we're basically ruling out the presence of carbon monoxide in that room.
We're still going to test the samples for carbon monoxide. So even though his team has ruled out that it's present in the room now and under the conditions that they recreated as part of our death investigation and testing of samples, we're still including the carbon monoxide tests just as a routine measure, and again to rule it out that carbon monoxide levels were not found in the blood or the tissues of the victims.
The Commissioner of Police also gave an update on the police department's investigation into the death of the 3 women. According to the Commissioner, they are working closely with the U.S. Embassy and are leaving no stone unturned.
It is important for us to arrive at a definitive cause of death and what led to that cause of death. Not just for the satisfaction of the family members who are grieving, but for us as a nation as well, the people who live on Ambergris Key. Because certainly even the locals who live in Ambergris Key will have some concerns until they can hear exactly what actually transpired. And so we want to make sure that we get that definitive cause of death. But as a part of the investigation, we try our best to leave no stone unturned. Every angle that needs to be looked at, we ensure that we look at it. We have gone to the extent of tracing the background of these women since they arrived in Belize, where they went, what they did, and everything, to see if there would have been something off that they would have done. And we have not found anything. From our investigation, it revealed that they arrived in Ambergris Key on Wednesday last week. And after arriving on Wednesday, they went out the same Wednesday night to a location where they socialized a bit. And then they went back to their rooms around 12 midnight on Wednesday. And they were again seen leaving the hotel room on Thursday, sometime around 1 p.m. And they went to the Secret Beach area. Then they went to another location where they purchased some tequila and some snacks. And they retired to their room around 6 p.m. on Thursday. Well, they left Secret Beach around 6 p.m. and arrived at their room around 8 p.m. Thursday night. Since then, they were not seen leaving their rooms. Neither was anyone seen going into their rooms. Friday morning, when the housekeeping department went to do the usual housekeeping duties, they knocked on the door and there was no response. The housekeeping department went about their normal business as they would do. The next day morning on Saturday, they went back again to do housekeeping, and when they knocked on the door again, there was no response. And seeing that it was the second day of no response, that raised some alarm to them, and so they notified management. And with that, management went and opened the door with the master key, and that's when they came across the 3 bodies inside the room. And from there, our investigation kicks in. We brought in the pathologists, we brought in the scenes of crime personnel. The U.S. Embassy was also called to the area, and jointly we did what needed to have been done in terms of canvassing the room, gathering whatever is of evidential value, and that was when they came across the alcohol and the gummy bears, and those were taken into custody and they're at the National Forensic Services for analysis purposes. We're hoping that we'll be able to get some results from that very shortly. So there's a lot that we have done and a lot more that we will continue to do to ensure that we can bring a satisfactory closure to the families of these young women.
Is Belize safe for tourists to visit? That's the question that's on the mind of many Americans wanting to visit the country for the first time. Following a weekend that saw the deaths of 4 Americans, it's a valid concern, one that the commissioner says should not stop Americans from visiting Belize. The compound says that in the case of the 3 women dying, it is unknown if any Belizean played a role. The commissioner also stated that Belize is one of the safest countries in the region for tourists to visit.
I would maintain that Belize is still a relatively safe country. I can tell you that we rank among the countries with the lowest incidence against tourists in our country. We cannot say at this time that what happened to the young ladies leading to the death was caused by Belizeans, and so we don't want it to be imputed that there is something done by Belizeans that caused the death of these young women. But anybody watching and may have hopes of coming to Belize, I would invite them to keep the hope and make the trip. We are a friendly nation. Our people are from different walks of life. We are like a melting pot. You can find almost every ethnicity of people in Belize. And though we're from different walks of life and different ethnicities, we live together as one. And that's what makes us very unique and friendly. So feel free, come and see what our country has to offer.
The other American national who lost his life in Belize over the weekend was Boris Mansfeld. Mansfeld was gunned down at his real estate property in Placencia over the weekend. It is believed that he was targeted over a land fraud scheme that is believed to have also led to at least 2 other persons killed in the last 2 years, Ricardo Borja and Darren Taylor. The 3 deaths have highlighted the urgent need for legislation that can be used to regulate the real estate industry. According to the Prime Minister, if the PUP is re-elected, introducing the legislation will be at the top of the government's priority list.
I understand Mr. Boris Mansfield, the problems that he's been facing, and he and his partner has to do with private land, not government land, and where in some instances it's alleged that they fraudulently forged signatures. Now, there is a process when you are transferring land from one person to the other. Maybe the people at land could have been more vigilant, probably. Maybe some may be involved, I don't know. But yes, I think there's a lot that has to be left to be done in the lands department. There are a number of things that we want to put into place. First of all, the DPM has given me a copy of the proposed legislation for real estate agents to regulate that industry. It is something that I started working. I had it pretty much ready when I resigned back then in 2007, but it seems that the previous government had no interest in working on that. Our DPM obviously got carried away, well, I shouldn't say got carried away, was tied up with all of these land clinics that he continues to do, and then and know that he finally have this bill ready to take to cabinet and then to the National Assembly. Well, the elections came upon us. In his mind, the timeline I think he was working was November 2025. So he did not have it ready, but to take it to the National Assembly. But we're working on that, so we have that ready, and that's going to be taken. That's going to be a priority in the next government.
In addition to regulating the industry, the Prime Minister also spoke about the government's desire to digitize the land registry and titles unit, as doing so would help crack down on fraudulent transactions.
At digitizing the land registry and the titles unit, because once we can digitize that, it slows down, it makes it the issue of fraudulent transaction makes it more difficult, because then there is a digital imprint of what is happening, and so we want to do that, not only to prevent fraud, but also to provide a more effective and efficient service for the private sector. And thirdly, we need to be able to digitize the land tax unit of the ministry, and see once we can digitize that, and maybe look at how the lands department can partner with the Belize Tax Service to be able to have a more effective and efficient ways to be able to collect land tax. I am told, and I may be wrong, that we have as much as $100 million in land tax to collect, but we collect probably maybe 10 or 20% of that. So we have to be able to digitize it, modernize it, and then to be able to collect that monies in a timely fashion.
4 UDP candidates failed to show up on nomination day. Is it a failure of democracy? We'll share more when Plus News returns.
We've got the plumbing and electrical
in our store.
We've got the paints and the brush and light fixtures.
That's for sure.
We've got steel, cement, and tiles galore.
And so much more.
We've got everything in that store. We've got windows and doors just for you.
In our store.
We've got sheetrock, plywood, and hardwood too.
That's for sure.
Tools for gardening in the great outdoors.
And so much more.
We've got everything in that store. We've got variety,
everything,
quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
At Builders Hardware, variety,
everything,
quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
At Builders Hardware. We've got the sinks and the tubs and cabinets
In our store.
We've got the nuts and the bolts, so don't forget.
And so much more.
We've got service with a smile.
That's for sure.
We've got everything in that store. We've got variety,
everything,
quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
At Builders Hardware, variety,
everything,
and quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
At Builders Hardware. For builders who build with a passion and skill, go to Builders Hardware.
Good game, bro. Good game. Come back tomorrow, make us school up again. See that 3-pointer away at the calf, right? No one on, eh? Hola. Boy, you alright?
Something wrong, yeah?
Something have to wrong because you're well distracted.
No, man, at the top of the street light. The one there around my areas, nice and pretty. Watch how this one look dull and orange.
Because this one, the HPS. So if you see any other old fixture, report it to BL and BL will change it to the bright LED one then. You see one where they talk about? Just like that.
But how you do that?
The thing easy. Make I show you something. All you need for do, that go in your BL app and click the option where say street light fault, enter your location, put in the 7-digit number from the pole, press report, and left the rest to BL.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Have an old fixture? Report it today using our BEL 24/7 app, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
From day one, the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing has delivered on a strong commitment made to the people of Belize and a strong mandate given by the people on November 20th, 2020. We are proud to say that the MIDH has worked in every community in this country with strategic focus, a comprehensive plan, and a no-nonsense approach to service. We believe in excellence and integrity in everything we do. In the Belize district, the MIDH oversaw the successful completion of the Philip Golson Rehabilitation Project, which stretched from the northern border via the Ramalti Bypass to Mile 24, including a new bridge at Biscayne. We also delivered on a commitment to the people of Crooked Tree by paving the road from the highway. We have also commenced the hot mix paving of the Old Northern Highway, starting from the community of Lucky Strike. Again, the fulfillment of a promise made to the people. The MIDH cemented the road from the Borrowloon Bridge to the entrance of the village, and in addition to paving the Lord's Bank Road, has done significant upgrading of streets and drainage in that community, along with land expansion. We have done significant roadworks in the communities of Los Lagos, Maxborough, and Ladyville, including the pavement of Mirage and Paris roads. A highlight of our administration remains the construction of the Hallover Bridge, designed and built by Belizeans. In Belize City, the MIDH has cemented streets and has assisted the municipality with continuous roadwork, drainage, and collection of debris. The MIDH was also the implementing agency for the pumping station, which has revolutionized drainage in the city. We have done significant road infrastructure and drainage works in the community of Mile 8, which has not seen any infrastructural upgrades in years. We continue to do major work in the vibrant community of Hattieville and are currently paving 1 mile of road in Freetown, Cebu. One major initiative, which is a highlight of our term, is the implementation of road maintenance units, which are out every single day conducting necessary work on our road networks and also ensuring that our roadsides are pristine and garbage collected. There is much more to come. The work to completely reconstruct the Philip Wilson Highway from Biscayne to Mile 8 has commenced. That massive project will include a 4-lane highway through Ladyville, including sidewalks and roundabouts. We have also commenced the reconstruction of both sides of the Philip Wilson Highway from Buttonwood Bay to the entrance of Belize City and have secured funding for the upgrading of the George Price Highway. The work continues with the support and confidence of our people.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, a modern, smart, and safe parking solution in downtown Belize City. Getting started is easy. Whether you have a prepaid parking card or prefer using coins, we've got you covered. To purchase a prepaid parking card, stop by the parking facility booth, City Hall, the traffic department, the e-transit office, or the municipal court. Once you have your card, simply tap at the entrance and the barrier will lift. You're in. Park with confidence and enjoy your day. When you're ready to leave, tap your card at the exit and the system automatically calculates and charges your stay. It's that easy. Just tap and go. No prepaid card? No problem. Press the button at the entrance for a QR code ticket. When you return, head to the automated payment terminal, scan your ticket, choose coin as your payment option, and insert the displayed amount. After payment, you'll receive a receipt and any necessary change. Then, drive to the exit, scan your QR code, and you're on your way. Experience the future of parking today at the William David Fonseca Parking Facility. Stay tuned for more updates and get ready for a smarter way to park. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Coming soon on March 17th, Builders Hardware online store. Get ready to shop for all your favorite building and home supplies, right from the comfort of your own home.
Monday was nomination day, where 90 candidates were nominated across Belize's 31 constituencies. 31 candidates from the PUP were nominated, while the UDP had 41. That number by the UDP was supposed to be higher, but 4 candidates failed to show up, and 1 candidate failed to secure enough nominations to be properly nominated, or nominators rather. Because Dean Samuels did not show up on nomination day in Pickstock and Melvin Hewlett failed to appear in Fort George, the Elections and Boundaries Department has already declared the Honorable Anthony Mahler and Honorable Henry Charles Usher as the winners of these constituencies. Today, the Prime Minister was asked if Mahler and Usher already being declared the winners is the result of a failed democracy, as persons in those constituencies won't need to cast a vote. Here is what the PM had to say.
It's not a failure of democracy. That is democracy. people decide who they want. In this instance, nobody felt that they wanted. They felt that I quite likely feel that Anthony Marler has been doing a great job. So why will I go and try to challenge Anthony Marler if he's doing a good job? Why will I challenge him if I believe that the people are supporting him? I'll be wasting my time, my effort, and a little bit of resources. So it's not a failure. It's a true testament to the strength of the democratic process in Belize.
Following the no-show of 4 of the UDP's candidates on nomination day, many were speculating if the PUP had paid off those UDP candidates to not show up to further hamper the leader of the opposition, Shine Barrow. The Prime Minister was asked if there was any truth to those allegations.
So the leader of the opposition is alleging that you guys paid off his candidates to not show up.
I guess desperate statements during desperate times and trying to find an excuse. It is obvious that the person who was there had felt that he doesn't have a chance to win, and they felt that Anthony, by any measurement, Anthony has been doing a tremendous work, a job as the area representative in the Pigstock division. So why will you go against a person that you know what the results are going to be, that you're going to lose? If you look at it, what the leader of the opposition is trying to do, all he's trying to do is he's thinking beyond this general election. He's thinking about his election as leader of the party. Because after this election, it is well known after the general elections that the UDP will have a national convention. And it is important for him to field candidates, just to field candidates, knowing that they're not win, but he wants to be able to do that so that then he could control the delegates. So I don't expect anything less from the leader of the opposition.
And while there was no definitive proof of anyone being paid to not show up on nomination day, Dean Samuels, Barrow's standard-bearer in Pigstock, says he didn't show up on nomination day because his campaign lacked financing and the stress caused him to get sick. Today, Samuels went live on Facebook to apologize for not showing up on nomination day. Samuels cited financial problems in his campaign.
Just for a quick information concerning transpired yesterday on nomination day with me not turning up. Let me start first of all by I want to publicly apologize to my party, every member of the United Democratic Party and its supporters. I want to publicly apologize to Honorable Shine Barrow, my party leader. I want to publicly apologize to Ms. Tracy Pantan and other UDP members who support Sir. I want to publicly apologize to the people of the Pigstock division. Those of you who I took away the chance from giving you that opportunity to come out and protest your vote against the wrongs that this government is doing. You, of all people, I took that away from you guys. And for me, that basically is one of the worst feeling I have that I made an on-the-spot decision yesterday after one mishap, and the truth of the matter is I don't want to get into too much talking because then at the end of the day we could go all day. The truth of the matter is politics is about finances, you know what I mean? And the truth of the matter, everybody understand that the person I was going up against is one of the most powerful financially viable ministers in the government. It was understood by my party basically that what happened. And I sat with them and we all agreed that what happened. Moving forward, the finances will be put in the hands of basically those seats that we think we have more opportunity or chances of winning, which I agree to. There is no problem with that. It's disheartening, but there is no problem with that.
And due to the financial problems and the stress that comes with the election season, Samuel says that he fainted. After waking up, Samuel says that he made the decision to put his health first and drop out of the nomination race, essentially securing a victory for Anthony Marler in Pigstock.
The Saturday night and the Sunday, all night. They make flags downstairs at headquarters, you know what I mean? They're putting up flags on the night and so till late. Go home, get up early in the morning. Knees swell up everything, so because everybody understand I got a bad knee and a bad hip from accident, no? And wake up early in the morning, take a painkiller early in the morning, go up a morning show, did what I had to do, come back home, prepare for come out for nominations and take another painkiller, knees swell up big, you know. But at the end of the day, come out there, meet me people there, you know. Take care of them. They're alright. And make sure they're alright, regardless. But the truth of the matter is, like what I say, walk the entire distance from headquarters to civic condition. Truth, I had to leave me stop in the sense I get probably faint episode. I had to call my bro. My bro said, you know what happened? Come to me. You know what happened? Dean, your pressure they up a little bit. They have a medical name for it, but we call dizziness or faint or something, but doctors have a name for it and have sesame something. Anyway, he said the pressure might be up slight because of the pills are take, the ibuprofen, the strong ibuprofen we're taking at that period of time close to one another, the dehydration from the walking and everything, and you know. But he said just take care of dehydrate and whatsoever upon a level. And you know, coming back, I remember I text my party and tell her they're on my way, just while he spell catch me to hold on to all the campaigner. Boom, bring me that vehicle, I jump in there. But so the truth is, while I did another vehicle coming back and thing, I call my chairman. He said, my secretary, he said they're on the way coming down, you had a hole up the airport. So people feel that me like while he mix up a lot of things they happen all at once, you know what I mean? And the reality check because of me confusion about the situation already. And you know, I say, you know what happened, Dean, is it really worth it? Really and truly? You're healthy, you don't have to kill yourself, you're running an election not prepared, and at the end of the day, you always put everybody ahead of you, and at the end of the day, you know, in the end, what happened to you after the fact? If you drop down and you're dead, tomorrow everything roll on. And in that moment I make that decision, I say, no man, let me see this.
Despite the fact that Dean Samuels produced a doctor's note on his Facebook Live, the Prime Minister didn't seem to bite, stating that being nominated only lasts a few minutes.
Was he shot on a bed?
He said
in
he
the
had
hospital?
syncope, which is
Huh?
fainting.
He what?
He had fainting spells.
Fainting spells. How long it take you to sign your name? You're gonna send people to sign the form, and then he shows up, signs the form, and he finishes. He never look at nobody. It is obvious that Mr. Samuels realized that there's no way that he could win Anthony Marla, and figured, why I'm going to embarrass myself?
Now that nomination day is over, the country's attention turns to Election Day, which is on March 12th. On the ballots, the People's United Party will be identified using the color blue, while all 41 of the UDP's candidates will be allowed to use the color red. The Prime Minister was asked about the Election and Boundaries decision to allow all UDP candidates to use the color red, despite a clear divide within the party. According to the PM, the Elections and Boundaries Department is trying to make the best out of a bad situation.
The Elections and Boundaries Commission is independent of the government. And I think they're trying to come up with the best out of the bad situation, where both parties are claiming they're UDPs, they're legitimate UDPs. If you look at it, Mr. Barrow eked out a victory for the convention. And when Ms. Panton asked for a recount, the chairman then said, no recount if you want to go to court. And he won, what, I think two votes? Was it? Three votes, you know. And she felt that she was taken advantage of. So she wanted a recount. And the chairman, for obvious reasons, decided, you know what, edit right here, you don't like it, go to court. Tracy continued working the constitution of the UDP as far as I'm concerned. I'm not an expert in their constitution. I don't study their constitution. But from what I've been told, she has followed the constitution. She went and visited different areas. And if you have a number of signatures from the different divisions calling for a convention, it is incumbent of the chairman to call for this convention. And when he refuses to do so, he can't contravene the Constitution. So what did she do? The next best thing, went ahead and followed the Constitution, called for a convention, and so she was elected as an interim leader in her mind. Now, who is right? I don't know. That's between them, and I don't interfere in their inter-party politics. But now here you have two persons claiming to be the leader of the UDP. So what do you want? What do you want the Elections and Boundaries or EDC do? I think they're trying to come up with the best that they can out of a very bad situation.
The sentencing of 4 men convicted in the high-profile Scotiabank heist, which took place on July 2nd, 2020, has been delayed until tomorrow. The postponement was ordered by Chief Magistrate Jayani Wigadapola due to the need for a social inquiry report, a SIR, for one of the convicts, George Main, who was 17 at the time of the crime. The men found guilty of the robbery include Leon Westby, Jason McKenzie, and George Main. Anthony Barrow, the fourth suspect, was convicted in absentia after fleeing the country whilst out on bail. The sentencing is set for 10 a.m. tomorrow. Police investigations revealed that a total of $34,572.33 was stolen from the bank on July 2nd, 2020, when a group of men carried out a daring daylight robbery at Scotiabank's Belama branch. The suspects managed to escape the building with the stolen funds but were intercepted by police. A shootout ensued, resulting in one of the robbers being shot, leading to the apprehension of 4 others. At the conclusion of their trial, the men faced multiple charges, including robbery, 2 counts of aggravated assault on 2 police officers, illegal possession of firearms and ammunition, and damage to property. However, they were acquitted of most charges except for the robbery conviction. Main was found not guilty of the damage to property charge. Attorney Ronel Gonzalez, representing Westby, requested a suspended sentence, highlighting that his client was a first-time offender and a father of a 3-month-old child. Mackenzie recently pleaded guilty to the 2023 murder of James Dorian Escarpeta and is awaiting sentencing in the High Court. In this robbery conviction, he asked the court to consider his role as a teacher and facilitator behind bars. Main, a father of a 3-year-old, pleaded for leniency, citing his young age at the time and his role as a sole provider for his child. According to the Chief Magistrate, the 4 convicted robbers face a minimum of 5 years in prison, with sentences possibly extending up to 10 years for both robbery and firearm-related offenses. The final sentences will be determined at tomorrow's court session. The families of the convicted men have expressed their intention to appeal the verdict. We'll go for a break and be right back with our final segment of the night. Do stay with us.
We've got the plumbing and electrical
in our store.
We've got the paints and the brush and light fixtures.
That's for sure.
We've got steel, cement, and tiles galore.
And so much more.
We've got everything in that store. We've got windows and doors just for you.
In our store.
We've got sheetrock, plywood, and hardwood too.
That's for sure.
Tools for gardening in the great outdoors.
And so much more.
We've got everything in that store. We've got variety,
everything,
quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
And builders hardware variety,
everything,
quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
And builders hardware. We've got the sinks and the tubs and cabinets
in our store.
We've got the nuts and the bolts, so don't forget.
And so much more.
We've got service with a smile.
That's for sure.
We've got everything in that store. We've got variety,
everything,
quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
And builders hardware variety,
everything,
and quality,
everything,
quantity,
everything.
And builders hardware. For builders who build with a passion and skill, go to builders hardware.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I'm tired of it. I'm done.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that third line bling. February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when the third line bling. Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up your brand, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them. It's smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
The CB100 is efficient, durable, and has enhanced smart power. Being a Honda, of course, it's reliable and fuel efficient. Get around town with no worries because you get up to 100 miles to the gallon. And it's priced at an unbeatable $2,700. Honda CB100, available at Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
Próximamente, el 17 de marzo, la tienda en línea de Builders Hardware está por llegar. Prepárate para comprar todos tus productos favoritos de construcción y suministros para el hogar desde la comodidad de tu casa.
The CB100 is efficient, durable, and has enhanced smart power. Being a Honda, of course, it's reliable and fuel efficient. Get around town with no worries because you get up to 100 miles to the gallon. And it's priced at an unbeatable $2,700. Honda CB100, available at Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
The owner of Zulibeth Tacos in San Ignacio was assaulted and robbed earlier today. In the video footage captured by the establishment, a woman is seen working when two masked men enter, punch her in the face, and run off with an undisclosed pan of cash. Police are investigating this robbery. Earlier today, Beltrade, in collaboration with the Office of the Prime Minister and the CARICOM Development Fund, hosted the Beep Seed Capital Awards ceremony in Belize City. This ceremony recognized and awarded 15 out of 230 potential applicant businesses and entrepreneurs with the funds to take their businesses to the next level. Here is Ishmael Quiros, the Executive Director of Beltrade, speaking more about the Beep Seed Capital Awards ceremony and the application process.
So today we have a Seed Capital grant ceremony. It's awarding 15 entrepreneurs under the maturing category of enterprise that have participated in this call for awards. And so the way that it has worked is that people have put forward business ideas, proposing innovative concepts. They have gone through a screening and evaluations, and so it's been very competitive. And they have also had to present pitch proposals, and ultimately, if they have been selected, participate in training sessions to be able to be eligible for the grants. We had over 230 applicants submit proposals under this category, and it was a public call for proposals, and that was then responded to by the team to evaluate, to shortlist, and to then interview. So we absolutely look for innovative ideas, definitely things relating to the blue, green, and orange economies. That's our focus, and it's a really good strategy for really identifying enterprises that are in the sustainable category of what we promote as a country. The Belize Enterprise Empowerment Project, BEEP, is a CARICOM Development Fund funded initiative. It originally started as a loan for on-lending, but it was repurposed into a grant at the request of Prime Minister Briceño. And so it afforded 800,000 Belize dollars to be available for grant distribution. Of course, it's been a process of selecting the top performers of people who apply. And so it's been a partnership together with the CDF, but also with NICH, with the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and with the Development Finance Corporation, who have served on our evaluation panel. It's a wide range of businesses, spanning from agro-processors to artisans, to service providers, people operating in the cosmetics industry. And so it's quite diverse, and it's fantastic to see such innovative ideas coming up. Things involving people, providing photography services, for example. And so it really is inspirational, and we hope that it opens the minds of entrepreneurs out there, especially young people, to not be afraid of your new ideas. Go after it.
Alongside this, our colleague spoke to Orisa Molina, the co-owner of Treasured Memories Photo Booth, who spoke about her experience in the application process and what they plan to do with the funds awarded to them.
We're in the entertainment industry, and we provide photo booth services. When you go and you go to the States and you put in, you need $2 and you get that little strip with 3 pictures. We do that. We do that on the spot for events such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, corporate parties. So we do photo booth, pictures printed on the spot, and we do the 360 booth as well. And for the first time in Belize, we're going to be introducing our overhead 360 coming soon. Look out for it. So we provide this service to anyone who's having a function, who's having an event that needs to elevate their activities or for their guests, their experiences for their guests. So we're not just a photo booth, we're an experience. A part of the process is to create a business investment plan. So you already have to have or have had to have what you're going to do with the money. All right. So when we got the news, we were elated because we know that we were up against really good businesses, and we were hoping that everybody could get the funding. But we were so happy and so elated and proud of our accomplishments, really and truly, for receiving this fund. And this is going to provide the funding or the initial investment that we need to provide the 360 overhead booth, and we're going solar.
The Dorothy Menzies Child Care Center is relocating to Belmopan. Earlier this week, the newly renovated and relocated Dorothy Menzies Child Care Center was inaugurated at its new location in Mayamopan, Belmopan. The newly renovated center includes an administration building, 2 dormitories, a laundry and storage area, office spaces, a computer resource room, activity areas, and a playground. Alongside this, the center was designed with disabled individuals in mind. The new center came about through a collaborative effort between the Belize Social Investment Fund, the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Belize. The Prime Minister of Belize, John Briceño, was present at the inauguration ceremony where he spoke about the center's importance.
I think it's very important. Many of these kids that come here come from some really bad situations, and we need to set a place where they can feel loved, they can feel safe, and that we could try to in a way fix them, because many of them mentally they have been abused, sexually they've been physically abused, and so that by having a special center providing all the amenities, we're hoping that we can fix them in a sense. As what Kim Menzies mentioned, she has seen boys, young men and women, young professionals that have been at the Dorothy Menzies Center and who have managed to do something with their lives. We want to offer hope to these children. The center in Belize City got too small, and we felt that, well, they felt that we need to find somewhere bigger. This is only a portion of the land. It's 2.5 acres, so we have a lot of more land for expansion, to be able to provide probably a basketball court, volleyball court, things for the kids to be able to live a happy and productive childhood.
Alongside the Prime Minister was Dolores Balderramos, the former Minister of Human Development, Women and Civil Society, who spoke about what this new center means for the children of Belize.
Some of the stories of what happens sometimes to our children, it is absolutely heart-wrenching. The type of neglect, the type of sexual abuse, the type of difficulties of discrimination because of special needs or any kind of handicap. Some of these stories are heart-wrenching. You can't even sleep at night sometimes. So, as Narda has said, it is important for us as a country to have a facility supported by the staff who can really dedicate themselves to those among us who are most in need. Some of these children who have been through so much. It's the facility, ladies and gentlemen, and not just the building. It's the facility that we will be dedicating to those special children among us in this country. It was absolutely necessary to get out from the crowded and inadequate quarters in Belize City. And I think this is an excellent start. 13 months ago, we were breaking ground, and I would like to see us really make this place absolutely dynamic.
Kay Menzies, the daughter of Dorothy Menzies, who the center is named after, spoke about the center and her experiences working alongside her mother.
The institution was always there. It is government owned, and my mother was asked to serve as the chair of the board, I want to say the early 90s, and jumped in with a dedication that was, you don't see very often. Her motivation was always the children. As I said earlier, her view was if you don't address the children of society and bring them up in the best way possible and take care of them, you have failed society because we have no future to go to. And she took that very, very seriously up until health-wise she couldn't anymore. She never willingly left. She just simply couldn't serve anymore. But her passion always has been with the child care center, always has been with the children. And so I spent a lot of my years hearing stories around the dinner table and trying to help in any way we could. But it was Mom's passion, absolutely. Over the years, and that's what I was mentioning earlier, I've met young professionals who are employed at companies like BTL, officers making good progress within the police department, people from all walks of life, but young professionals doing well and proud to say that they were in the center and that the center was part of their success stories. And I wish that at some level that they would come out and say, this is how you can be, having gone through a process like the center. That's why it's so important what was said today. It's not just a building, it's also the idea that it will provide the life that the grounding that the children need in order to make good progress in life. So counseling, data services, just the basic school uniforms. My mom always had a list ready. If somebody said, I want to donate, she had a list. All right, you can give me any of this. And she always accounted to her donors properly as to how the money was spent. But the whole core idea was getting these kids from what they went through, getting them past that trauma, and making sure that from that trauma came somebody who could really contribute back to society.
Our good news for tonight is taken from Galatians 5:22 and 23. It says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law." And that wraps up our newscast for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to Plus News. Be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow evening when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country. Until then, be safe and look after each other. God bless. Take care.